Have you ever wondered what it would be like to visit a planet that spins on its side, has rings made of dust and ice, and an atmosphere that smells like rotten eggs? Welcome to Uranus, the most tilted, mysterious, and underestimated planet in our solar system. Stick around as we dive into its bizarre world and uncover its secrets. When it comes to the planets of the solar system, Uranus often doesn't get the attention it deserves. It's not as flashy as Saturn with its iconic rings, nor does it have the intense storms of Jupiter. But don't let that fool you. Uranus is a world of unique and incredible extremes, a planet unlike any other. From its strange sideways rotation and icy atmosphere to its hidden rings and mysterious moons, Uranus challenges everything we thought we knew about the solar system. In this video, we're going to take an in-depth journey through Uranus's history, structure, climate, and more. Buckle up, it's going to be an epic ride. Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun, orbiting at an average distance of 1.8 billion miles. To put that into perspective, it's 19 times farther from the Sun than Earth. It takes a staggering 84 Earth years for Uranus to complete just one orbit around the Sun. Can you imagine celebrating your first birthday on Uranus? You'd have to wait 84 Earth years for your second. But what makes Uranus stand out immediately is its axial tilt. While most planets spin upright or with a slight tilt, Uranus is tipped over by a whopping 98 degrees, essentially rolling around the Sun on its side. This extreme tilt likely resulted from a massive collision with another celestial body early in its history. This unique orientation has profound effects. For instance, Uranus's poles experience 42 years of continuous sunlight followed by 42 years of darkness. That's right, a single day or night at its poles lasts for decades. Unlike the planets visible to the naked eye, Uranus was the first planet discovered using a telescope. It was identified in 1781 by astronomer William Herschel, who initially thought it was a star or a comet. After further observation, its planetary nature became clear, making it the first new planet discovered in modern history. Naming Uranus wasn't straightforward. Herschel originally proposed naming it Georgium Sidus after King George III of England, but that didn't sit well with the international scientific community. Eventually, the planet was named Uranus, after the Greek god of the sky, continuing the tradition of naming planets after mythological figures. It's also the only planet in the solar system named after a Greek deity instead of a Roman one. Uranus is classified as an ice giant, along with its neighbor Neptune. Unlike the gas giants Jupiter and Saturn, which are dominated by hydrogen and helium, Uranus's composition includes significant amounts of ices, substances like water, ammonia, and methane. Let's break it down. Core. At its center, Uranus may have a small rocky core, roughly Earth-sized, but under immense pressure and heat, up to 9,000 degrees Fahrenheit 5,000 degrees Celsius. Mantle. Surrounding the core is a thick, slushy mantle of water, ammonia, and methane. This layer is sometimes called a superionic ocean, where water exists in an exotic state between liquid and solid. Atmosphere. The outermost layer is a hydrogen-helium atmosphere mixed with trace amounts of methane, which gives Uranus its pale blue-green color by absorbing red light. Interestingly, Uranus's internal heat is a mystery. Unlike other giant planets, Uranus emits very little heat from its interior, which has baffled scientists. One theory is that the same collision that knocked Uranus on its side may have disrupted its internal heat flow. When most people think of rings, they think of Saturn. But Uranus also has a ring system, 13 known rings, to be precise. These rings are much darker and less visible than Saturn's, likely composed of water ice mixed with darker organic materials. The rings were discovered in 1977 when astronomers noticed them blocking starlight during an observation. This made Uranus the second planet known to have rings, after Saturn. The rings are divided into two main groups. Inner rings, narrow and densely packed, such as the Epsilon ring, which is the brightest and most prominent. Outer rings, more diffuse and faint, discovered much later by the Hubble Space Telescope. The origin of Uranus's rings remains uncertain, but they may have formed from debris left over from shattered moons or comets. Uranus is home to 27 known moons, and they're as unique as the planet itself. Unlike the moons of Jupiter or Saturn, Uranus's moons are named after characters from the works of William Shakespeare and Alexander Pope, like Titania, Oberon, and Miranda. The 5 largest moons, Titania, Oberon, Umbriel, Ariel, and Miranda, are particularly fascinating. Miranda, known as the Frankenstein moon, Miranda has one of the most bizarre surfaces in the solar system, with giant canyons, ridges, and evidence of past geological activity. Titania and Oberon, the largest of Uranus's moons, these icy worlds are thought to have subsurface oceans. Ariel and Umbriel, these moons show evidence of cryovolcanism, volcanoes that erupt water or other icy materials instead of lava. The irregular orbits of Uranus's smaller moons suggest they were likely captured asteroids or fragments from past collisions. Don't let its serene appearance fool you. Uranus has some of the wildest weather in the solar system. Winds on Uranus can reach speeds of up to 560 miles per hour, faster than most hurricanes on Earth. But what makes Uranus's weather especially intriguing is its extreme seasons. Because of its tilt, the planet experiences long periods of sunlight and darkness at its poles, which affects its atmosphere. During its equinox, when the sun is directly over the equator, Uranus experiences dramatic shifts in cloud patterns and storms. And here's a bizarre twist: Uranus's atmosphere contains hydrogen sulfide, the same compound that gives rotten eggs their foul smell. While you'd never want to visit Uranus without a spacesuit, this detail adds to its alien mystique. So far, Uranus has only been visited by one spacecraft, Voyager 2, which flew by in 1986. This brief encounter revealed much of what we know today, from its rings and moons to its tilted magnetic field, which doesn't align with the planet's rotation. But there's so much more to learn. Future missions are being proposed to study Uranus in greater detail, including orbiter and probe missions that could uncover more about its interior, atmosphere, and moons. With advances in technology, Uranus may soon become the next frontier for space exploration. Uranus may not be the most talked about planet, but it's one of the most fascinating. Its tilted rotation, icy composition, faint rings, and mysterious moons make it a world worth exploring. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Uranus, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more cosmic explorations. What should we explore next? Let us know in the comments below. Until then, keep looking up and marveling at the wonders of our universe, and don't forget to subscribe.